Welcome to the third video of the A to Z Master Questcape Guide. I'm Hunter-esque, or the RuneScape Lorehound, and today we'll be covering the following requirements. All Rise, a Mini Shipment, and a New Direction. As with all these videos, I would recommend that you watch my MQC, Lengthiest and Hardest Requirements videos first when they pop up via suggestion cards. This is because it is important to start some requirements early. For these videos, I'm going to assume you have the quest point cape, but I will attempt to include the quests, skills and any other requirement you need for each achievement. In addition, I do try to make these video guides Ironman friendly. With that, let's get started with All Rise. The first achievement we are covering today is the All Rise achievement, and this is worth a whopping 50 rune score. You must complete all court cases. There are a total of 16. To do this, you need to have at least level 65 attack or defence for the Mugger vs Roger Murray case, completed the quests Love Story and Ernest the Chicken for the Miss Schism vs Draenor Village case and the Ernest vs Professor Oddenstein case respectively, completed the quest The Chosen Commander for the H.A.M. vs Dorgeshuun case, completed the quest Lunar Diplomacy if you want to defend the Barbarian in the Barbarians vs Wizards case, and finally have a court summons. These can be obtained from monster drops, clue scroll rewards or caskets with a 5 in 128 chance, which can be bought from the Grand Exchange for around 870 GP each, although when I tried to buy one I only got one for 2000 GP. As you can see now, I am going to open all these caskets. I won't get a court summons because obviously I've already done the achievement, but you will have a 5 in 128 chance to get a court summons from each casket you open. If you're an Ironman, you can kill Dagannoths on Waterbirth Island and they will drop them. I think it's 2 in 128 chance. And here you can see the casket drop. It probably will take a while to get a few caskets from these guys. Now we move on to the task itself. It is important to mention that you can only hold one court summons scroll at a time, so if you are opening caskets trying to find one and discover you're not getting one after around 3 inventories, take a look in your bank to make sure you don't already have one. Read your court summons and go to the courtroom, which can be found to the east of Sears Village Lodestone. For this task, you need to act as a prosecution or a defence lawyer for an accused party. You should decide whether you want to prosecute or defend the accused on your court case based on a couple of factors. Number 1, sometimes you get different one-time rewards depending on whether you chose to prosecute or defend. And number 2, if you are into the story and picking what is moral, sometimes the people you have to prosecute deserve to be found guilty. One of those examples will be the H.A.M. versus the Dorgeshuun case, where in my opinion the H.A.M. acolyte is scummy and should be found guilty. To walk you through every single court case would be difficult and time consuming for me to make, and also probably boring for you watching. So I've decided to go into detail on one case, so you are able to repeat these steps another 15 times with the other cases, potentially with the help of RuneScape Wiki if needed. The case we are going to focus on as an example is the H.A.M. vs Dorgeshuun case. When you get to the courtroom in Camelot, talk to the court clerk to receive your case reports and viewing orb. Read through the case reports to determine what the disagreement is in your particular case. So in this case, it appears that Gamdin the Dorgeshuun was visiting the overworld of Gillinor to explore and got accused of stealing from the H.A.M. cult and was thrown into jail. To prosecute VIII, the H.A.M. member, read through the 2 case reports to get an idea of what happened. Interview VIII in the courthouse prison and talk to him thoroughly by going through all chat options. You will find out that he hates goblins and trips up on what items were stolen. Next, you need to interview Gamdin and go through all of the chat options again with him. You will discover that he was walking through Lumbridge and some H.A.M. members grabbed him and chucked him in a jail cell for being a goblin. Although not shown in the recording, I would recommend using the viewing orb to visit the crime scene. Once at the scene, use a magnifying glass on Gamdin, the receipt and VIII. You can then confirm a fingerprint match with Gamdin's print. Once you've completed all those steps, go into the courtroom. When you get into the courtroom, the judge will begin the session. He will ask you to present your case. To successfully win over the jury, present the receipt and explain it's an item in Gamdin's possession. The jury will agree that your argument is reasonable. Then present the jade as evidence and say that Vidar claims it was stolen. The jury will agree with your argument again. Summon Vidar as a witness and ask his opinion on goblins. The jury will agree that his view on goblins is unfair. Call Gamdin as a witness and ask him to describe the incident. Then finally, direct the closing statement at the barbarian. The defence lawyer will put up a good fight, but Vidar will be found guilty and you can collect your reward from the court clerk. That is 1 out of 16 cases complete. Repeat these steps for the next 15 court cases, taking into account what happened, who you want to prosecute or defend, and what rewards are available at the end. Once you've completed all court cases, you will be awarded 50 rune score and will complete the All Rise achievement. Congratulations on completing all those court cases with your newfound skill as a lawyer. With that under your belt, let's move on to our second requirement, a mini shipment. A mini shipment is worth only 5 rune score and is more straightforward. You must loot the trunk in the Temple of Amanishi. To do this, you need 2. Be able to run through the first section of the Temple of Amanishi on story or normal mode up until the end of the first room. Have partially completed the Curse of the Black Stone quest up to the point where you visit the Jade Spider on Goshima. Although, as always, I would recommend having it fully completed. Visit Goshima in the Ark by using the travel option on Quartermaster Gully northeast of the Port Sarim lodestone. Run east and enter the gate. Search the northeastern corner trunk to obtain an Azure key. I won't get one due to already have completed the achievement, but I get a message telling me that I previously found the Azure key there. Return to Quartermaster Gully and now travel to Amanishi with some combat gear and food. Run north and enter the Elite Dungeon on story mode. Kill all the enemies, or like me, kill the required enemies and find the Azure door on the northern wall on the northeastern side of the temple. Unlock it with the key. Walk through the armaments room and leave through the door at the end to access northeastern Amanishi. Dig the mound of sand at this location to get a trunk key. Return to the armaments room and use the key on the trunk. You will be given superior scrimshaws of sacrifice and vampirism along with a ports, chi, bone and plate pack. Don't get too excited though, they only give you 1 resource each. Well done, you have now completed a mini shipment. It's time for our final task in this video, which is a new direction. The final requirement that we are covering today is the A New Direction achievement and is worth 10 rune score. You must reunite Irwinsson with his lost compass. To do this, you need to be able to access Anachronia and Have at least level 75 Hunter and level 55 Slayer to be able to complete Big Game Hunter encounters. Teleport to Anachronia via the Lodestone and run west through the entrance of the base camp. Place a marker on the map for the beach on the west coast of Anachronia and make your way towards the marker. When you arrive at the beach, search the damaged backpack and you will find a broken compass. I won't get one as I already have completed the achievement. The second piece of the compass can only be found when skinning Big Game Hunter dinosaurs in Anachronia. It is the compass arrow and it has a 1 in 20 chance to drop. You need level 75 Hunter and level 55 Slayer to hunt the Arcane Apopterosaur, as I'm showing on screen. If you have never done a Big Game Hunter or BGH encounter before, I will briefly run through how to complete this. Buy or gather some raw shark. Deposit it into your bait box. Start an encounter. Collect 7 logs and 3 vines from around the map whilst avoiding the dinosaur's radius. Fletch 3 wooden spears and test the poison of each coloured frog by using them on each one around the map. Build the scorpions from the rubble and pressure plate using the gathered wood and vines. Next, arm the scorpions. Bait the pressure plate and pay attention to which frog does the most damage. You will have one frog that does 30k, one that does 15, and the other will do 7.5k. In my case, the blue frog does the most damage, or 30k. Grab a few more logs and the poison that dealt the most damage and finish the dinosaur off by baiting the trap again with another shark. Skin the dinosaur for a 1 in 20 chance at the compass arrow. Remember the frog that dealt the most damage. This will be the same colour until you hunt the dinosaurs into hiding, and the game will let you know when you have done this. This means you will only require 7 logs and 3 vines per hunt because you don't need to figure out the frog that deals the most damage and can kill the dinosaur with 1 bait. Once you obtain the compass arrow, use the arrow on the broken compass to acquire the engraved compass. Return to the Anachronia lodestone and give the compass to Irwinsson to complete the achievement. Congratulations on completing a new direction, and that ends the A to Z guide part 3. I hope this guide helped you. If you have any questions or you get stuck with any of the achievements, please feel free to leave me a comment below and I'll help out as best I can. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the A to Z guide part 4. Take care everybody, goodbye.